What's up guys, Wild Blimps here. Today I actually have a sort of different video for everyone. Like, it kind of goes off of like my usual gaming videos. This is about HD capture cards, and which is the best one out of the four main ones that most people have. So the ones that I'm going to be talking about today are the Roxio Game Capture HD Pro, the Elgato Game Capture HD, the Hauppauge HD-PVR 2 Gaming Edition, and the AverMedia Game Capture HD. So, that's actually the exact opposite order that I'm going to be talking about them, like, in depth in the video, but those are pretty much the main HD cards that are on the market right now. So, like, they're all good. I personally have the Roxio Game Capture HD Pro, and so I'm going to be talking about that like for a pretty fair amount of time, just because I know a lot about it. But yeah, I just know because I did a lot of research on other capture cards, so I know a lot about those too, just I don't own them. So I'm going to start with the AverMedia Game Capture HD. Now, there's a new one, but the thing is that it's a lot more money, and a lot of people still like to get the original one that came out a couple years ago. It's like the one that's in the thumbnail picture. I think it's the second from the left. Yeah, so the good things about this capture card is that no computer is required. This is the only capture card that this is required, like this has going for, like, that this happens with. So that's really good in that if you don't have a good computer, you can still do it, like record your gameplay. The one con to this is that there's a hard drive that you need to get, like, or else you can't record. Because the thing is that HD video takes up a lot of space on a hard drive, so you would need to also get a pretty good sized hard drive, like a 120 gig or something like that, which can be kind of expensive, especially on top of the already expensive capture card. And one of the things that was a major turnoff for me was that you can't play in HD, you need to use component cables. It can record in HD, you just can't play in HD, which I think is kind of a turn off, since like I honestly can't imagine not playing in HD just because I have for so many years that like I don't think I could ever go to this capture card. But that's not saying that it's bad. If you don't have an HDMI, like if you don't play in HD, it's not a big deal. So yeah, this capture card usually sells for about $120, and this is US dollars, not like, you could convert it to pounds. I don't really know how that sort of goes or anything, but yeah, it's $120 usually, and you could find it for a pretty fair amount cheaper on eBay or Amazon. Okay, and I actually forgot to mention the gameplay that's in the background is Skyrim. I chose this like for the Roxio, like just showing off like how the Roxio works because this is like one of those games that has very good graphics, and a lot of time was obviously put into them, so you could just kind of see how the picture looks and stuff. Alright, next I'm going to go to the Hauppauge HD-PVR 2 Gaming Edition. This is like the other ones, a computer is required, but you don't need to have like an amazing computer or anything. It just needs to be pretty good. Like, as long as it's probably within like 3 years old, it should be fine. And it wasn't only like $100 or something. Yeah, there is some difficulty with like the PS3 video quality. Like, I'm pretty sure you can't record in 1080p, like if you have it for the PlayStation 3. But the thing is that not a lot of people have PlayStation 3s versus Xboxes, so that's not a big issue for a lot of people, but just keep that in mind. Yeah, I don't know too much about the editing software for the HD-PVR 2, but I haven't really heard anything great about it. So, and if it's anything like the original one, it's probably just sort of run-of-the-mill, like nothing special about it. Alright, and this is actually the most expensive capture card that I'm going to be going through. It usually goes for about $170, which is honestly kind of a lot, seeing that there's not really anything outgoing about it. Like, it's just kind of your average HD capture card. But yeah. So now I'm actually going to go into the Elgato Game Capture HD. This is probably the best capture card on the list. The good things about it are that overall, like, if you ever see like a comparison side by side of each one, you'd probably come to the conclusion that the Elgato one looks the best, because that's pretty much true. It looks pretty stellar. Like, there's not really anything, like, any flaws to it. And the good thing about this is that it also comes with some really good editing software, and like, it can record live commentary. It can do pretty much all your basic needs for like an editing software, and it comes with the Elgato. And another good thing that it comes with is the HDMI cables required. The good thing about this is that you don't have to worry about buying other ones. Like, you pretty much just have this like come in the mail or whatever, and you can just start recording instantly. Like, you don't need to, it just comes with everything you would need. Yeah, I'd say if I had more extra money when I bought my Roxio, I probably would have gotten an Elgato. I just didn't have a lot of extra money, like I said. But as for the Elgato, the price is about $160, so it's the second most expensive. And also the thing is that on eBay and stuff, it usually, even for used ones, it doesn't go for any cheaper than like $130 normally. So it's definitely not one of the cheaper ones. I'd say you probably could even get a better deal on the Hauppauge HD-PVR 2 on eBay. But alright, so now I'm gonna go to the Roxio Game Capture HD Pro, and this is the one that I own, and I have to say it's a pretty good capture card. Like, it got the worst reviews overall out of all of them, but honestly I don't have any major complaints. The thing is, yeah, like, you need to have, like, I'm gonna go into a lot more detail about the Roxio than the other game capture cards, because I own it and I know a lot of details about it. So one thing is that you need a really good computer. Well, not a really good, but at least a pretty good computer to run the software. Like, I know that like a lot of people couldn't actually record because their computers weren't good enough. The specs, I believe, are at least a 2 GHz processor and 2 GB of memory, which doesn't seem that like difficult, seeing that like pretty much every computer and laptop made within the past like 3 years has that. The problem is though, is that that's the absolute minimum, and the thing is that seeing that the bitrate is like, in order of like, the higher the bitrate, the better the picture is overall. Like, you need to have a really good computer to have like a really good picture. Like, for me, I have like a laptop that meets the requirements and goes over by a bit, and like, I can still record good quality videos, but yeah, it's not quite as good as they could be. Like, I'm not trying to advertise for my channel or anything right now, but just to kind of show you like what kind of bad quality videos were. Like, I did a good job commentating on them and stuff, which is why I ended up posting them. But like, any of my original Let's Play Skyrim videos, like part 1, part 2, like, those, like, the quality of the picture could definitely have been a lot better. And like I said, I'm not trying to advertise my channel. I'm just saying those are good examples of videos with lower bitrate. And like, you can see, like, if you watch other videos that are 720p, like, they have much better picture. But yeah, so that's a little bit of a turn off for the Roxio. Another thing is that there's the preview screen glitch, which basically it's not really an easy thing to describe, but like the colors sort of, I don't know, blend and sort of glitch out and stuff, and it's kind of, yeah, like I said, it's hard to describe it, but it's definitely not a good thing. Like, there's easy ways to fix it, like, it's all over YouTube and stuff, but the thing is that if that's happening to you, even after you refresh, like, the quality button, that means you have to move to a lower quality. Like, I have a video, Let's Play Hitman Absolution Part 2, where that happened right in the beginning of the video because I turned the quality settings up just too high. And the thing is that, like, it would kind of be difficult for me to redo that entire part. So that's why I ended up posting it. Like, I mean, I'm definitely not very proud of the video, but, like, I would definitely bring things up for part 3. Yeah, and like I said, I'm not trying to advertise, just showing you, like, what, as an example, like, for the first minute of the video, it's kind of doing it, but, yeah, like, there's plenty of videos, like, on YouTube and online that kind of show how to fix it, which is good, but, like I said, if you don't have a good computer, you're kind of out of luck, like, as far as the Roxio goes, and yeah, another thing is that this doesn't record any live commentary, like in the software, like the Elgato does. Like, you need to use a program like Audacity. That's never let me down. Like, it's really good, but it just kind of gets annoying after a while. You know, like how you have to like line it up and stuff, and it's always like it's always gonna be like a couple seconds off too. So you always have to like kind of alter it so it meets like what you want. And now after that lengthy explanation of the Roxio, like, even though I mentioned a lot of cons, it's a good capture card. Like, you can play in HD like the HD-PVR and the Elgato, but not the AverMedia, and you can record it up to 1080p, so it pretty much does what you would want it to do, and it comes with some pretty decent editing software. Yeah, so it goes for $120 now. It was a recent price drop from $150, making this the same price as the AverMedia. I'd say you probably it would probably be better if you got a Roxio over the AverMedia, just because you can play in HD, and especially because like the hard drive, buying a hard drive would probably be another $50 for the AverMedia, which brings it up to about the same price as the Hauppauge HD-PVR 2. So that's like another thing. So the Roxio, I'd say, I guess you could call it the cheapest. Alright, so bottom line, the Elgato is probably the best. And I'd say the HD-PVR and the Roxio are about equal. They're still good capture cards, but there's a few flaws in them that just kind of, like, it's not quite as standout as the Elgato. And then I'd say the AverMedia, I would still say get it if you don't have a good computer, or you don't even have a computer, but pretty much everyone who has an Xbox has a computer anyway. So I'd say I'd say at least give the AverMedia like a look at and stuff. So, yeah, that's about it. I hope this helped you guys, and yeah, I hope this helped, and enjoy whichever capture card you buy. Yeah, so see you guys. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments, and if there's anything that I either didn't mention that you think is important, or I said something incorrect, let me know, because I really want this to be as informational as possible, and if you did that, that would be a big help. So if you could do that, like, after seeing this video, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, thank you.